Hey everyone, welcome back to Sharing Sauce with Sham. In today's video, we're going to be talking about exactly what is a virtual assistant, right? Um, so a virtual assistant is a 1099 contractor who supports entrepreneurs or small business owners online. Now, they support them by providing an array of different services. So, some of those services can range from general administrative services all the way up to web design, social media management, branding, different things like that. So, let's dive into a little bit of background about each of these different services. So, let's start with general administrative services. A general administrative VA is going to be a virtual assistant who offers things like email management. They may be in charge of invoicing for a client. So, email management, what that is that they will go in and they will organize the client's email. So they'll go in first, they'll clean up their inbox. So by cleaning up the inbox, what I mean is we're all subscribed to all these different magazines or newsletters that we really don't need. And so, what the virtual assistant that is in charge of email management will do is they'll go in, they'll clean those up, they'll unsubscribe from unnecessary things, they'll create folders, make it really neat and clean, and organize those emails into the appropriate folders if they're important for the client to keep. Another thing they may do in email management is if you have some type of a product or service that continuously gets inquiries in your email, then the virtual assistant will be responsible to answer those questions and respond back to the customers. Another type of virtual assistant would be a customer support virtual assistant. And so a customer support virtual assistant could be in charge of the emails as well, responsible for answering inquiries in a timely manner. But you may also be responsible for the client onboarding process. So if you have like a coaching program, or if you have the coaching program is a good one. If you have a coaching program and you're enrolling people in your coaching program and there's onboarding things that they have to do before they start the program, then you will have a virtual assistant who's responsible for the A to Z of that process. So they're responsible to make sure the person gets all of those things that they need. They're responsible to make sure that the person shows up to all the different calls that they have and all that good stuff. So that's what a customer support. You may also in customer support be responsible to answer phones for someone. So if they have like a good example would be like a cleaning business and they're constantly getting calls for someone to book a cleaning, then you may be the person who's answering those phones as a customer support VA and booking those appointments for them. Another service that general administrative virtual assistants offer is lead generation. So, as a lead generation virtual assistant, what you would do, one of the responsibilities that you would do is you would be responsible to go out and look for the ideal client of your client and then reach out to those ideal clients in DM. And now you don't want to reach out to those clients just cold reaching out. There's a whole process and everything, but lead generation is another form of virtual assisting or another service that a virtual assistant can offer. And then you have your more technical virtual assistants, right? So a technical virtual assistant would be someone who supports the back end if you are creating landing pages or funnels, or if you have products that you're selling, right? They would set up the automations in the background so that as the customer purchases or as they sign up for things, they will automatically get an email or the product or whatever it is, right? So if they set those automations up in the background, it just makes things a lot smoother. But that's basically what a tech VA does. And then you have your social media manager, or yeah, social media manager. So you could be a virtual assistant that offers virtual assistant that offers social media management. And what this is basically you'd be responsible for the customer or the client's entire social media. And so that could range from an array of different things. So that would be like, you may be responsible for creating your client's posts and scheduling them. You may be responsible for engaging in your clients' DMs. So if somebody DM them about an inquiry about one of their services or products, you'd be the person to go in and answer those things. You'd also be responsible if they have like a free Facebook group. You'd be the person that's engaging. So if they ask any questions on that page, you'd be responsible for that. As people want to be admitted onto that page, you'd be responsible for that. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. But that's social media management. So you'd be responsible for their social media altogether. And you can package that up in different ways. Like you could be responsible for, you could have certain pricing if you were willing to, for one of their platforms, two of their platforms, three of their platforms, however you want to do it. But social media management is like one of the really sought after services right now. Why? Because we live in the time of social media. So if you're looking to become a VA, then I would highly suggest that social media be something that you want to get into. You don't necessarily have to take on the whole role of offering all those things, right? So say you're not really good at creating content, right? So then don't be the one to create the content, but you can say, if you have someone who creates your content, I can be responsible for scheduling that content, as well as I'm okay with going on to your social media platforms and responding to any inquiries that you get in your DMs or in your groups. So that way, you're offering the services that you feel comfortable with, because as a virtual assistant, you want to make sure that you're only doing the things that really excite you or make you happy, because this is going to be your business and you want to be happy when you get up and go to your business, because otherwise you could stay at that 9 to 5 that you're miserable at and be miserable. So whatever you do in your virtual assistant business, just make sure you're happy and you're not just doing it for the income, because that will make you work that much harder to make your business successful. So another type of virtual assistant, would be like a web designer. So you'd be basically responsible for helping a client come up with the branding for their website and just setting it up so they have something that's really nice and user friendly, easy on the eye when people are clicking on their website. And then you also have social media. So, like in social media management, some people are what you call brand experts, right? And so, in them running your social media, they will also help you create your branding. So, like what colors and what fonts you want to constantly show up in your content. That's another form of virtual assisting. So I hope you guys found this information useful and helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.